We're in a little bit of a different space because I just finished doing my full updated curly hair routine that took my hair from this to this. I started getting results sooner than a year, but this is a year later what my hair looks like. Last year we were on our health journey, so trying to get my curls back to health and trying to bring them back to life. And this year we're focusing on our growth journey. I am trying to grow my curls out. They definitely have come a long way. That is without the shrinkage. You can see how long my hair actually is. She's getting there. Hopefully by December I'll have my hair gold. The last time I chopped my hair, like a big chop, for me a big chop is chopping it up to my neck. That was last February, and I was just trying to cut off a lot of my old dead hair and make space for new healthy hair to grow in. Let's get right into the curly hair routine. So this is what our hair looks like after I take it out of my pineapple, brushed out. I have my oil treatment in, which I'll talk about that. We're gonna go ahead and wash it. So after my hair is wet, we're gonna go into our scrub, and that's how much I have left, but I've had this for a very long time. Usually I have a little scooper that comes with it. I don't know where I put it, so it's about to get underneath our nails. You don't need very much. I always emulsify everything in my hand like this to basically activate the product. And we're just gonna start at our scalp. Now with the first wash, especially when you do an oil treatment, especially depending on how long it's since you last washed your hair, it may not bubble, and that is okay. Think of the first wash like you're sweeping your floor or you're getting the dirt off. That's basically what this first wash is. So it doesn't necessarily bubble up, it doesn't suds up, but when I do the second wash, you'll see that this is gonna help. This helps to exfoliate the dead skin, helps keep oil production at bay. For my more oily girls, feels so nice. It literally feels and smells like a spa. It'll get rid of any flakies. I have a lot of flakes that I get back here because this is where my hair is the thickest. You want to be pretty gentle too. I mostly use my finger pads to massage my scalp and just get it all up in there. I'm gonna let this for a minute before I rinse it off. Also, if you don't ever know how to use your product, for the most part, all the products have instructions. Tub ones have this hand flip thing, and you have to break it apart like this, and it will split in half, and that's where the instructions are. I almost have it. There. Ta-da! That's a little pamphlet. You open it, and that's where the instructions are. I also forgot to mention that the scrub is a scrub and a shampoo. So it's a 2-in-1. That's why my second go around, you're going to see how much more my hair suds up. So I always shake all of my shampoos. And the reason why is because since these are mostly naturally dry, sometimes the formula can separate. So splitting it helps. There are certain promos where you can get a little, what's it called? The pump, which helps because I recommend just one pump. This is all you need. Shampoo. You do not need very much. And I have a lot of hair. I used to be someone who my hands with shampoo. You do not need that much. This is plenty. It's super concentrated because there's not that much water in the formula. And again, I emulsify my hands to really show you what it's capable of. And now this second go around, you see how my scalp is starting to bubble? We're starting to see some nice bubbles in there. I also forgot to mention that the scalp scrub I usually do every other week. It just kind of depends because I go back and forth between the scalp scrub comfort treatment. This doesn't have any exfoliating beads and it's more for drier scalp, while this is more for an oilier scalp. I like to use both, but I've not noticed that my hair is more oilier with one than the other. You can definitely use both regardless of your scalp type, but it really goes down to preference at the end of the day. I really like this one because it's super duper minty. So I'll use this every other week. And when I'm not doing that, then I use this one to just help to exfoliate a little bit more. It's more like a physical exfoliant and a chemical exfoliant. For the shampoo, again, I'm just using my fingers and I mostly focus that on my scalp. I do not wash the ends of my hair. Even though there's product and stuff on it, when I rinse out my shampoo is going to go down my hair strands, and that's plenty to wash my ends. If you wash the ends of your hair, it can cause your hair being more dry. I've been doing this method. I've always done this method, but really since using Monat, I have been doing this method more, and I noticed how much more hydrated my curls just feel, and we don't have any of the gum. While I'm letting this sit, I want to make a couple of disclaimers. These are things that say about the products, why I don't want to use the products, so on and so forth. The first few times that you use the products, you may notice excess hair shedding. The reason why that happens, essentially the products that you were using before create buildup on your scalp that cause your hair to basically be glued onto your head, even glued into the hair follicle. So when you start using these products, they really break down all of the product buildup, and truly, when I tell you your hair is going to squeaky clean, you may notice that because it's basically old dead hair that is getting in the way of new healthy hair growing in and probably causing more bad than good. So that for me, I noticed maybe after my second or third wash, and then my fifth wash went away. Wasn't anything crazy. I just noticed there was a little bit more hair in my hands when I brushed it out. But again, it depends on how often you go in between hair washes. I'm not consistent with my days, so sometimes it's every every 5 days, which is what I aim for. Sometimes it's every 6 days, sometimes 7 days, day 8 technically. So it just really depends on my schedule and what I'm trying to do. There's that little disclaimer. It does stop. You're not gonna go bald at all. It helped my new hair grow in. So, and healthier hair grow in. So that I'll go rinse this out now. I just realized I had a bobby pin in my hair. Struggles of big curly hair. I love using the Renew shampoo. This is for hair. It's gonna help to hydrate the hair, and truly my hair feels like silk when I use this shampoo. It really makes the hair so soft and so hydrated and luscious. If you're someone who maybe thinner hair but it's dry or scared it's gonna weigh down your hair, we have another line called the Advanced Hydrating line. I personally don't use that one because it's not hydrating enough for my hair because it's very thin, but I know that girls with finer curly hair or finer, thinner, dry hair love the Advanced Hydrating line. So this one is one of my favorites. I also alternate, which we'll talk more about in another video. I alternate a protein shampoo and a hydrating shampoo because I have high porosity hair. Curly hair is a balancing act. So we will talk more about in another video, but I did want to talk about the shampoo I use. So after I rinse out my shampoo, I go into I don't do this every time. I do this usually when I get my hair colored or where I just feel like my hair is looking kind of dull, or just sometimes just whenever I use the scalp scrub. This is the purifying vinegar rinse. It helps gently cleanse, helps to lock in color and boost shine. So if you feel like your hair is looking kind of dull, this will help add shine to it. This is amazing for high porosity hair because since apple cider vinegar, what it's going to do, it's going to help seal down your cuticle, because high porosity means that your cuticle is wide open. So it's going to help to seal down your cuticle to give you more shine, and it's going to help make your hair more manageable. So if you deal with a lot of tangling, if you deal with a lot of frizziness, this is going to help to smooth down the hair. And I will rinse out or take out all of the water I possibly can from my hair, and I will put this from roots to ends. This one you can use on your ends, so I'll just kind of on my roots first. And again, since it is very concentrated, you want to be very careful. For my ends, look, got that all over my face. I'll just put it in my hands so that way I have more control. Honestly, there's a little tiny bit left in this, and I probably can use that 2 more times because of how concentrated this stuff is. Emulsify it in your hands, run that through your hair. You're going to see that it bubble up a little bit, but it's very gentle. So that's why it's okay to use it on your ends, because it's not going to strip your ends. If anything, it's going to seal down that cuticle. You can also apply it directly if you want to, but I find that a lot of people use too much when they do it that way. So really, it's preference. And then again, does have instructions. Let it sit for 1 to 3 minutes. We'll let it sit for 3 minutes and then we'll move on. We're going to go ahead and rinse this out. So I am going to go into my stronger setting so I can make sure I rinse this thoroughly. Now our hair is all rinsed out, and it is a little bit tangly because again, I do have high porosity hair at the end of the day, but once I put my conditioner in, I can get those tangles out. You may feel in your first wash, especially depending what shampoo you get and what your needs are, that your hair may like squeaky clean or feel a little bit dry. That is normal. That's why we're going to add conditioner in, because the shampoo basically got rid of all that product buildup. You don't have anything left over. This is literally just your hair in its rawest state, and getting used to that feeling is going to feel really weird at first. You'll start getting used to it. It still feels nice and healthy to me. Now we're going to go into our conditioner. So I always deep condition my hair whenever I wash my hair. So I like to do it like this. I like to go in with a regular conditioner. This is going to be more like day-to-day hydration. This is better for someone who washes their hair more frequently because it's going to like hydration to the hair without being too heavy. Then I also will deep condition. So this is a little travel size of a deep conditioner. Usually the deep come in this size or a tub like that, but because this lasts forever, I have not had to buy a tub yet of the conditioner that I was able to for free, depending on certain promotions that we have. Sometimes you can get little add-ons like this and you get a good amount. It's like 2 ounces. So I like to do, because I'm kind of lazy and I don't have time to be sitting there and letting my conditioner sit for 3 minutes and then my deep conditioner sit for 5 minutes. I just will let both sit on my hair at the same time. So what I do, this is how I do it. I'm not saying it's the right way, but I've been doing this for a year and it's not bothered me. If you do it differently or if you have time for both, then you do you, boo-boo. Number one thing, you don't need very much. I used to be someone to go through the conditioner. This is the Renew conditioner, so it goes with the shampoo that I use. It's infused with the Rejuvenique oil, which is the oil that hydrates the hair and heals the hair from the inside out. I used to be someone to literally glop on conditioner. Do we see how concentrated this stuff is? Look, I emulsified it on my hand. You can see all that. I'm going to put this on my hair. Pro tip, bring out all the water so that you don't dilute the formula. But each hand is more than enough for both sides of my hair. And I always start about mid-shaft around my ears, my ends. And if I need more, so if you have longer hair, maybe you need more, add more. Don't start with more. Always start with about quarter size and add more. I'm going to add a dime size, a little tiny bit, even though I'm going in with a deep conditioner too. And then what I do at this point is I will use my unbrush to untangle my hair. Because it's wet, you want it gentle. My pro tip is brush through your curls first before you get in the shower so that it's already untangled and it's less for you to untangle when it's wet. When hair's wet, it's very delicate, very fragile. We're just starting from the ends, working our way up. I always start and kind of work my way through. Love the unbrush because it doesn't hurt my hair, and it really does a great job at untangling my hair. And you'll notice too, it almost feels like there isn't enough hydration, but as you start untangling the hair, you're going to start noticing that there's slip. And there we go. Now my hair is nice and untangled. Do the other side real quick. Do you see the difference? Start from the bottom, then our ends. My ends usually don't get tangled. It's usually the center of my hair that tends to get the most tangling. I also hold my brush vertically when I'm untangling. I find that this just helps to not pull through the curls until it is completely entangled. Then I'll flip horizontally, just like my little curl tip. See how easy that was to untangle? You can see all my new girls too. And I also love this brush because it gets on the scalp, and I just like little scalp massage. Feels good. All right, then once it is completely entangled, you can see not very much hair, but this is nothing. You lose about 100 to 200 strands of hair depending on how thick your hair is. So this is absolutely nothing. So if you're like, Monat makes my hair fall out, this is not fallout. This normal daily shedding that is all the time. Anyway, we're gonna go into our conditioner. So this is the Replenish. This one protein in it, so someone who maybe has more high porosity hair might not really enjoy this one as much, but it also has hydration too. It's a little bit more of a lighter hydration. When my hair is feeling really dry, then I go into my super moisture mask. Because of the fact that this does have protein in it, you want to make sure that you don't leave it on past the time recommended because it can dry out your hair. Don't need very much, especially because I already have in my hair. I'm just mostly focusing on my driest areas, and that's kind of my lazy girl routine. Again, I don't have time to be sitting 5 minutes first and then another 10 minutes and run that through my hair. Probably use too much of the Replenish, honestly. I feel like I have a lot of conditioner in my hair, but it didn't look like I had a lot of conditioner in my hair. And I'll let that sit for 5 minutes and then I'll rinse it out. Once our hair is nice and rinsed out, all I did was wring out all the excess water so we can start styling. So I always go in with my Rejuva. So this is a split end mender. It is literally magic. I'm going to show you exactly how it works. I don't even towel dry it. I just let it sit. I have high porosity hair, and the thing with curly hair, especially when you have high porosity, it needs moisture. It needs that water. So making sure you style it on wet hair is going to help to prevent frizzing. If you see that you have dry pieces and you try to let that wet frizz is always going to dry frizzy. So you want to make sure that it's smooth looking whenever you style it. So we're going to start off first with Rejuva beads. I take about 6 pumps for my hair. That might be even a little bit too much. This truly is magic. You apply it into your hair first. It's going to help to smooth down any split ends you might have, and it also helps to prevent further breakage from happening, which is what I really love and what has really helped my hair to grow, because as someone who gets their color, especially bleach can be really damaging on the hair, or bleach can make the hair more fragile. So when it makes the hair more fragile, you're more prone to breakage. But because of this helps to not only hydrate my hair, because I recently found out that this is an encapsulated version of the Rejuvenique oil, which I'll talk more about in a second, 20 times better. It's super awesome how it works. You let it sit for about a minute so that it does its magic. Literally, if you're someone who deals with tangly hair, if you're someone who deals with frizz, if you're someone who deals with breakage, if you're someone who has dry ends, this is a before and after of someone using it for one time. You can see how incredible it makes their ends look. Truly is magic. It is a temporary split end mender, so the only thing that really truly is going to get rid of split ends, getting a haircut, but it does help you go longer in between haircuts because you're not getting as many split ends when you use it frequently. I use it once a week usually. You can, I think it lasts up to 72 hours, so you can touch it up throughout the week if you need to, but for me, I can usually find that I can go a whole week without having to use it again. So after we let it sit for about a minute, we're going to go in with our untangling brush. We're going to start from the bottom, and this is literally going to glide through your hair like butter. And because it's so hydrating on its own, I personally don't need to use a leave-in conditioner, because I find that this gives me plenty of moisture to get started. You see that? It's literally just gliding through my hair. I am not feeling any tingling, and if I do feel any tingling, then that means that I probably didn't apply any. Right here, I always miss this area back here. I'll do like a half just for that little section, and it truly just goes down to me not being able to see the back of my head. Look at the difference versus this side here. My hair still looks really nice and smooth. This just makes it that much smoother. So that is step one. Now, if you are someone who has more dry hair or needs a leave-in conditioner, there's a really awesome method, long-lasting hydrating curls, called the LOC method or the LCO method. It really depends on you, but you're basically going to do a leave-in oil and a cream. I find that works better for low porosity hair. The LCO, which is leave-in conditioner, cream, and oil, this is going to work better for high porosity hair or really thick dry hair. The LOC method I find works really well for finer hair as well, because it's not going to weigh down the hair. So I like using the refresh spray. It's a glorified leave-in, and you can use this to refresh your hair whenever it's feeling a little bit dry or frizzy. If I can get it to open, and you just spray it spray it onto your hand. I like spraying it onto my hand because I have more control that way, and it smells so divine. I don't need very much. I mostly focus this on the back of my head here where I have the most dryness. The hair back here just feels so much different than the hair everywhere else on my head. So I put a little leave-in conditioner just right there. Everywhere else I don't really need it because again, the Rejuva beads, it's hydrating enough for me, so I don't really need to put on any leave-in conditioner. Then I'm going to go in the curl defining cream. So I like to go in with my cream first. So this is a curl defining cream. It's not going to give you curly hair if you don't naturally have curly hair. What this is going to do is it's going to help to hydrate your curly hair so that your curls have more definition and last longer. This is 96% naturally derived ingredients. Insane to me. All day curl definition. It helps to gently detangle and condition your curls without adding any weight. Leaves your curls feeling soft to the touch and flexible without any crunch. So it will give a more light to medium hold. It's going to help soften the hair and provide frizz control by adding that hydration in, because that's the thing. Frizz usually happens because hair is dehydrated and looking for moisture in the air. So this is going to add enough moisture so that it doesn't look for that moisture in the air. It's going to help to moisturize the curls for up to 24 hours. I honestly find that my curls stay hydrated the whole entire time in between my washes. It's a leave-in conditioner and a curl cream had a baby. That is basically this. You don't need much. A little bit goes a very long way. Start off with a dime size first, because remember, you can always add more. And again, smells so good. I think it has passion fruit extract if I'm not mistaken. And I just start by raking that through my hair for my curl defining cream. Now I try to do this pretty fast because I have high porosity hair, which means that my hair dries really fast. The moisture is going to start evaporating out of my hair. And I can already feel how much less moisture is in my, or water is in my hair than it was when I started. I do usually try to start really fast. I am going to take a little tiny bit more, just the smallest bit, not very much. I mostly focus this right here in the front of my hair and on the bottom of my hair. Because again, these are the two sections where I sometimes, well, mostly the back, I sometimes miss some product. Then I'm going to go in the curling gelée. So this is super cool. Let me tell you, I have tried many gels in my life. I used to not be someone to like gel because when I was in middle school, I used to like grab a scoopful of gel of La Bella and I used to drench my hair in that, and it was crunchy, crispy, and cracky. And that's what I always thought of when I thought of gel. But this is not like that. This is hydrating and hold gelée. So it's like a serum gel. It is super cool and it actually gives really great hold, because I was nervous about the hold of this, especially with me having thicker hair. I need really good hold, but I don't want it to feel crunchy. I don't like my hair feeling like there's product in it. I want it to feel really soft to the touch. So this one is 94% naturally derived ingredients, intensely hydrates to protect from dryness, combines the moisturizing of a cream with the hold of a gel. So you can use this on its own if maybe the cream is too much, maybe you have lighter or maybe you have finer hair and you don't need as much hydration. This is going to give you enough hydration on its own. So you can use this on its own. I like using this on thinner or finer curls. I won't use a curl defining cream, or I won't use both, one or the other. It defends against humidity. So it's going to protect the hair against humidity and seal down the cuticle, which again, for us girls with high porosity hair, that basically is going to help to give you shine. It's going to smooth down the hair. So it's going to help to give you shine to the hair. It provides a touchably soft, bouncy, and defined curls that last up to 8 hours. Honestly, it lasts way longer for me. And I'm going to show you why it does. Helps to achieve smooth, shiny curls without the stiffness or unwanted residue. Deeply conditions to restore the bounciness in curls and elongates your curls. So it's not going to create shrinkage. It's going to help to elongate the curls and give beautiful definition. And it provides all day memory. So this is important because basically when you create curl memory, you can put your hair up in a pineapple at night in a scarf. And when you wake up, your curls will fall back into place in the way that they were styled. So that's why having something that has curl memory like this is going to be huge. This also helps to nourish and strengthen and repair the hair too, which is so awesome that a product can help add the nourishment that you need and help to repair your curls. So if you're someone who has some damaged curls, maybe your curls aren't what they once used to be, this is going to help to. So we're going to take a little tiny bit. I'm going to add more at the end. I always add about 2 coats of this, and I just will brush this through my hair. Oh, my hair is getting really dry, so we're going to have to wet it, which I already was going to do anyway, but because I was talking, this is taking me longer than usual. So I'm going to grab a bottle with water and we're just going to down our hair. This used to be a refresh bottle from another brand I used to use before I discovered Monat, but I just reused the bottle. You can just get a continuous spray bottle from Amazon or wherever. This is going to help to keep the curls nice and juicy while you style, because you don't want to style on dry hair. You want to style on wet hair. I'm going to brush my products. It just helps to evenly distribute everything. My hair feels like it has way more slip. If I would have gone in with dry hair, which I probably should have showed you, or my hair a little bit drier, it just would have started feeling like tighter because my curls were starting to tighten and it would create a lot more frizz. frizz. This is going to help to prevent frizzing from forming. And then we're going to section our hair. I start from the bottom right here. And at this point, since my hair isn't dripping anymore, I'm going to get rid of the towel because the towel is going to create frizz. If I like, what's it called? I can't remember. When you roughen the hair, friction frizz. It's going to create friction frizz. So we're going to take a styling brush like this. Now, this is the part where people are like, Michelle, I don't have time to be doing my hair. I don't have time to be styling my hair. It's going to take me forever. This is going to make it so much quicker and easier because you don't have to do small sections. This allows you to do bigger sections. So you can use a section up to the width of the brush and you don't have to like finger coil anything. It takes me about 10 minutes to do. The biggest tip that I'm going to tell you is if you want more volume, get the volume brush, have tighter teeth. But with this one, you do have to do smaller sections. But this one, you can do bigger sections. This is really great for my wavy haired girls who want that curl definition. So I threw it like this. Now, if you're also someone like using a brush on my hair, it just makes it more frizzy, whatever. No, this is not going to do that. This is going to help to smooth down the hair, help to get the product evenly distributed through your hair. Make sure that no little flyaways are creating frizz, and then they move on. No ma'am, we do the bottom, then we do the top. This is going to help to make that whole section so much smoother. I don't know if you can really see how much smoother that looked than what it looked like earlier, but I'll show you when I get to the front. And then you're just going to go to the bottom again. You're going to pull, and I lift out a little bit so that I have some of that volume. Then you can take your fingers and scrunch, and you couldn't really hear, but there was no moisture in there because my hair is getting dry. So hurry up and do this. If I left my hair like this is going to be frizzy. It's not going to have as much curl definition. It's just not going to look as good as this. I do that through all of my hair. It takes me about 10 minutes to do. And the more you do it, the quicker you get. And then I only have to do this one time and that's it. I don't have to do it 20 times in a week. Just one time, one and done. But it literally speeds up styling time and allows you to get beautiful defined curls. So let's go ahead and finish the rest of my hair. I'm going to show you how I do my fronts. All of the back is pretty much the same. You can also use the tip of the brush or the end of the brush to section off your hair. Just help with so that you're not making a mess. We're at the top of our hair now. This literally took me 5 minutes to do because I've been doing it for a while, so it's quick. Now I'm going to do the sides. So I'm going to take my comb or my brush through here. It doesn't have to be perfectly clean. I actually like when it's not too perfect because those lines will stay in your hair. So if it's a little jagged, it's going to help so that you don't have any part lines. If you want to make a jagged line, just kind of because those lines will stay in your hair. So if it's a little jagged, it's going to help so that you don't have any part lines. If you want to make a jagged line, just kind of wiggle your brush through and that will create a more jagged line. So it's a little more natural. So that way your hair doesn't have a definitive part. So we're going to take this section. We're going to brush through the bottom. We're going to brush through the top. My hair is getting so dry. So we definitely may not have the best wash and go, but we're going to fix that. If I were to just let my hair dry at this point, I would not have the best wash and go. So I'm just doing that section there real quick. And you see how fast and easy this is? Literally, this took me 30 seconds to do these two sides. It really gets down to the center of my head where I am the most pickiest about that. Top, bottom again, run that through. This middle section. Now I like a little bit more volume, so I will go in with my volume brush for this section here. We're going to start from the back. We're going to use a thinner section because this is the part that really matters. We're going to brush through the top, brush through the bottom, brush through again. And you see how this one creates smaller ringlets? It's going to give us more volume. We're just going to work our way through until we get to the very, very front section. I'll show you what I do with that. Top, bottom, work our way through. And truly, when you get the hang of it, depends on how much hair you have, depends on how long it is. But even then, I don't really feel like length matters as much as thickness because I started using this brush when my hair was shorter and it takes me the same amount of time, probably even less now because I've been doing it for so long. All right, now this section here, I do it a little different. I will bring everything forward. Everything here goes back. Everything from here forward goes forward. And I find that that just helps my curls to fall in their most natural state. Do you see how dry those curls are looking? Gonna run that through. Start with that front section. We're going to do this middle section, top, bottom, brush it through. And that's just going to help your bangs and all that fall into place. Next up, we're going to go into our water bottle again. We're going to drench our hair. So you need it to be really wet before we scrunch anything through. And until you drench, I am drenching my hair because I know with my hair, if it is not wet enough, when I go to scrunch through, that curl is going to be dry and frizzy. Before I do anything else, if you want to add a little more product because you feel like that wasn't enough, your hair felt a little dry, go in with a little bit more product. I'll do the curl defining cream, a little tiny dab. Can you hear that? That's what you want to hear. That little squish. If you don't hear that squish, your hair is not wet enough and you're just going to have some frizz. We're going into our delay one more time. I'm going to flip my head upside down and just scrunch that through. This is going to build a cast in my hair, which is what I want, which basically means it's going to harden, block in all the moisture. Then I just like take my little new growth baby hairs right there. I'll just flip my hair to the way that I want it to dry. You can even let it part down the middle, however you want it to part. You just want to be gentle and delicate because at this point you don't really want to touch your hair too much because the more you touch your hair, the more frizz you're going to create. I personally let my hair air dry for a good hour, sometimes even more. If I am going to diffuse, sometimes, most times, because I'm a lazy girl, I just let it air dry. But if I have something important that I want to do, if I want more volume, I will diffuse it, but I let it air dry for at least an hour. Now, if I don't have that time, then I will go in and diffuse it. One little pro tip, if you want more volume too, I love using this Moxie mousse. Just take a little tiny bit of that. Don't need much. And I will put it in my roots at this point here. Scrunch that through my roots right there. Be really gentle. And that's just going to help to basically thicken up the hair strand and give you some good lift and volume there. Pro tip for adding volume, because I do like voluminous hair, and since I have thick hair, it's heavy, so it weighs down, but layers also help. So let this air dry and I'll show you the next step. So it's been more than an hour. It's probably been 3 hours since I washed my hair and went to go do groceries, so ran some errands. That's why I'm probably gonna have to wet that one and reshape it. But my hair is basically dry at this point. Honestly, it's probably like a little tiny bit damp because it's a warmer day today. So usually on warmer days, my hair dries a lot faster. On colder days, it doesn't. I'll still show you what I do to add some volume to this hair and if my hair were wet. So we always start off first with heat protectant, no matter what. We always wear heat protectant. I even sometimes put heat protectant in if I'm just like letting my hair air dry, but I forgot to do this before I left because the sun can cause some heat damage too, especially when you live in Florida like me. So I just spray that through my hair, and then I'm going to use my Dyson Airwrap. So I know that they have an attachment now that's like a diffuser attachment, but this is what I was using for the longest time. Put it on. I usually do medium high heat unless if I really need my hair to dry really fast, and I'll do high heat, but for the most part I try to do medium high. Always do high airflow. Then we're just gonna start by drying the scalp. Once the roots are feeling pretty dry, I would take about like 5-10 minutes on drying my roots. You notice I don't really like get in there. I just like kind of hold it and like kind of let dry first, and then I'll bring it closer to my scalp so that I can actually start drying my scalp, and I don't hold it in the section for too long. Then to actually diffuse the hair. So diffusing the hair, it is not to create curls. I think that's the biggest misconception, is that people think that a diffuser creates curls. What a diffuser does is it provides airflow to your curls in a way that doesn't create frizz. If I were to just go in with my blow dryer attachment like this, or even like with a regular nozzle, that's going to have the air blowing either in a direct path or like in a wide path that isn't really controlled. This, as you can see, we have all of these little holes here, so it makes sure that the airflow that's coming out isn't going to create frizz. And then the little teeth is just to hold your curls in place so that you don't create frizz. So what I like to do is I will grab the section that I want to use, and then I will kind of twist. And this, all it's going to do is it's going to keep the curl definition that I have in my hair. Again, we're not creating new curl definition because we did all of that with the products and the styling brush. This is just drying the curls in place, so it's going to lock in your style. We're gonna go ahead and blow dry that. Now I'm dancing on the grave that I once did. So one thing I always do too, hold it for about 10 seconds, 10 to 15 seconds, and then I'll push the button up so that I can get the cold shot before I let go. That's gonna lock curls, it's gonna lock in the moisture, it's gonna lock in all the products, and it's also going to seal down that cuticle again, because heat opens up the cuticle, that can create frizz. Cold is gonna always seal the cuticle. Let's get me out and you say you must do something. One thing I do to create extra volume and make sure my roots are dry is I do take off the nozzle, and I'll just basically the underneath part, the area where usually my hair won't dry all the way, and try to keep that air focus. Once the hair is completely dry, it's going to form this crunchy curl cast. That means that we did the styling right, and that means that our wash and go is going to last. So that is what we want. I'm going to show you how I break my curl cast, because obviously we have no volume right now. We have no movement. Our hair is just 100% dry, so I can mess with it. But before I do that, I will always go into my anti-thinning serum, just because I have dealt with hair loss before, with excessive thinning, excessive shedding from hormones, and this just helps to promote healthy hair growth. I'll just put a few little drops of this to put it on the rest of my scalp. I also sometimes, depending on how dry my scalp is, will go into my scalp comfort serum. I'll talk to you about that in a second. But so this one is similar to the comfort treatment. This helps to basically balance out any dry spots. It helps to add moisture there without feeling greasy. That's what I love about both of these serums, is it does not make the hair feel greasy at all. It's really soothing too, so it helps to get dry spots. And it basically, if you have an irritated spot on your scalp, this is going to help to soothe that irritated spot so that you don't have that itchiness, you don't have any redness. Massage my scalp so that I can get some volume, and you can already see that starting to form because we're breaking that curl cast. Then we're going to go into our oil. This is the magic oil, the mermaid oil, the one that is truly the holy grail and is in every single product that Monat makes. So we're going to take about 3 drops of this. What's awesome about this oil is it's 100% natural. It is a 13 plus essential oil blend. No silicones, no fillers, nothing crazy in here, just the essential oils, and it's blended in a specific way that the products work well together and does what it says it's going to do. So it has a small enough molecule molecule or size that essentially will fit inside your hair strand. So to go inside, we have 3 layers of hair. It's going to go into the deepest layer and hydrate the hair from the inside out and start repairing the hair from the inside out. It's going to help to repair any broken bonds, repair any dryness, and help to give you that beautiful shine. So I just rub it through my hair like this. This is the first way I'll break the curl cast in a more gentle way. Is just kind of twisting it in the way that my curls are going. Then I kind of will do prayer hands with it. I'm going to put a little bit extra right here. Anything that looks kind of frizzy, I'll put that, and look at that instant shine. It hydrates the hair from the inside out. A little bit goes a very long way. I learned that the hard way. I put 3 to 4 drops for my hair, and I usually don't really touch up my hair with this until I do my next oil treatment. Every now and then I will if my ends are starting to feel kind of dry, but I feel like the hydration lasts at least 3 days with this. Then we're going to flip our head upside down again, and we're going to start to essentially massage our hair to create volume. We're going to be very gentle with this. You can also use a pick. I just don't have time for that, so I will not. But then what I'm going to do is, you see these little clumps of curls? I'm going to basically, with whatever oil's remaining on my hands, gently break apart those clumps, because that is what's going to give me the beautiful volume that I want while keeping the curls together. You don't want to use comb or anything because it's going to create frizz, or if you do, you want to be just very gentle because it can disrupt the curl pattern. So I just like doing this with my finger. I find that it's easier, and I'll just grab it from the top, break it in the middle, and I am looking for where the curl separates. I'm not creating separation because that'll create frizz. So I'm just breaking apart all of those little clumpies, and this is also going to help me to break apart that curl cast even more. I just run my fingers through it with any remaining oil that's left over. And for me, because of the fact that we didn't blow dry at a wet to dry state, there's not going to be as much volume, but there still will be some. But I usually will get more volume on day 2. As the hair settles, I'll start getting more volume. I'm going to flip my hair to the side that I like it, the part that I like it. And again, just kind of breaking apart all of those little curl clumps and clusters. And I recently cut my bangs some, my curtain bangs, and did some layering, but we still need more. And like this piece right here, this is a new growth piece that she gets a little wild. So I'm going to take literally a drop. Probably that's even too much for that one little tiny section. I'm just going to grab a little tiny bit of the oil, run that through, and it's going to instantly hydrate. Now, if you're someone who feels like the oil may be too heavy for you, maybe you're scared of oils because you have fine hair, I recommend the Rejuvenique Light. It is a little bit of a lighter version of this oil. Still has the same benefits, but it's just going to be better for my more fine hair girlies, my girls that oils weighs their hair down, but they still need that moisture. Everyone needs moisture in their hair. All I'm going to do is do this. So I'm basically picking out my roots. And since I used that mousse earlier, my roots will have some really good hold right there when I pick it out and create that volume. Now I'm just putting everything in place where it belongs, where I want it. My ends feel so hydrated, juicy. And there we have it. Looking juicy, hydrated, and this is gonna last up until day 5 minimum. Day 6 even. I just will have more frizz. So here's a little bit more polished. There's a difference between friction frizz and actual frizz. Friction frizz is just from touching your hair a lot and moving it, and your little curls start to separate and stuff like that. That's normal. And if anything, it gives a little bit of volume to the hair. But my curls won't look like this the whole entire time, but they're still gonna look really good up until the next time I wash it. So that's basically it for my little updated curly hair routine with Monat. If you are interested in trying out these products for yourself, getting a customized routine that's going to work for you and your hair needs, whether you have curly hair, straight hair, wavy hair, whatever hair you have, I'm here to help. I'll put my hair quiz down below so that you can fill that out. I'll also link down below my curly hair routine. Now, I will say that this is going to be a bit of an investment if you get everything all at once. What I always recommend people doing is starting off with the essentials, and then in their flagship repurchase, putting the other items that are going to help, getting that in the next month or so. That's what I did. I started with the shampoo, the deep conditioner, and then my reorder, I ended up ordering my styling products so that I had the products to work with my hair. I'll have all of the details listed down below for you so that you know exactly what I use. And let me know if you've ever tried Monat products, what your thoughts are. Comment down below, but please be courteous, be kind. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you want to learn about next, and be sure to subscribe and like this video if you haven't already, and I'll catch you in the next one.